Welcome to another video. Today I'm on a day of recceing for photo shoots. I've got a couple of model shoots coming up, and one of them is going to be an in-stream kind of river shoot. Now I've seen pictures from this location before, but I don't know if it's done at a different time of year, because this time of year it is packed full of people and I don't know whether it's going to be a viable option. I might need to look at other places, but this place would be perfect. There's a place downstream, there's a guy coming upstream now, I don't know if you can see him right down the bottom there. Probably can't because the trees are in the way, but it's not that deep, all the way down. There's a few places down here that are quite shallow as well, and I can get the model in to do that de facto head up, hair going back, you know, splashing in the water, that kind of stuff. It might have to be either an early morning shoot or potentially a late evening shoot, but I think even this time of year it's going to be very, very packed down here. This guy's down here is learning to dive. Look, I don't know what he's doing. Weird. But it would mean that I'd have to take all of my kit over onto this little island over here. Of course, that I'd need an assistant for that. So if anyone's willing to give up a little bit of their time to come and help me assist in getting my kit and stuff sorted, I might have lights as well. Who knows? So we'll see. I've got another shoot coming up as well, potentially with the same model. Let me get you out of the sun. And I've got another couple of places I'm going to go to look for that location, because I don't know what I'm going to do with that location. This is probably going to be my location for the stream shoot, just because it's just perfect for everything I need. Just a bit busy, that's all. And to be fair, the model's probably going to be in next to nothing in the river, so you know, a bit of privacy is going to be needed, I think. So I need to rethink that one. But I'm now going to go off to another couple of locations that I have in mind potentially for the other photo shoot, and I need to find my way. I'm parked over here, but I might want to take a little bit of a trek a bit further down, because where I am at the moment is quite perfect for what I'm looking at. So we'll see. See you guys in a minute. No good. It would be perfect if this path area was a bit thinner for what I had in mind in my vision. But I want to talk about the importance of recceing a shoot, because what you want to do is alleviate anything you have, all the problems you come across, or as many as you possibly can, that you find actually on the shoot itself. So by doing a recce and getting to know your location, you're going to alleviate as many of those problems that occur. You know, where the sun's going to come up, if water's involved, you know, is it tidal? You know, you want to know all of these things beforehand. So going and recceing a shoot is almost vital, especially when you're working with a model, because there's other things that come into play when you work with models as well. You know, if it's a risque-ish type of shoot, you know, do they have enough privacy, that kind of stuff. Is there somewhere they can get changed potentially? Now where we've come here, my car is only 100 meters away, so potentially there's a place to get changed in the car. So all those little things will come into play when you're recceing for a shoot. So I'm going to get back to the car now and go off to another couple of locations that are actually a bit closer to home, which is good because I'll be on my way back, and I'll show you what I find there. Let's have a look. Okay, lucky I'm doing this recce, because one of my first locations that I was recceing for this shoot that I want to do, it's an early morning shoot of a model. It looks good on maps when I did my initial sort of look on maps, but it's actually no good. Mainly because of where the sun's coming up. Now this is going to be an early morning sunrise shoot with a model, so I need everything to be kind of perfect. So I'm on a public bridle path and I've just gone into a field. I was hoping that the edge of that, is it a thicket? What would you call it? The edge of that kind of tree line there would offer some nice places to frame my model with trees and stuff like that. I've got a vision, which again just comes back to why you want to do these recce shoots, because parking here would be a nightmare anyway, because I was met with the private landowner of the, or at least their representatives of one of the local farms, who said that you can't park down here. It is a public footpath, so public are allowed down here. There's nowhere to park, so I've actually just dumped my car on the road. which is a bit of a nightmare. I'm just going back to it now. But it's just to do a quick recce onto the next location I've thought about, and I've actually found somewhere potentially else by looking here over the other side of that field. Kind of goes in towards Southwark, if you know the area. So I'm going to drive around the other side and see if I can find some parking around there and have a look around there. Let's do this. Oh. Okay, I've been walking around a fair bit. Cars parked a mile down the bloody road, which is a bit of a nightmare. But having done that, I've actually walked through a farmer's field. It's currently not cultivated well. It's been chopped down recently. I had corn or something. I don't know what I had in it. I'm not really that way inclined, but I think I may have found something that has piqued my interest if I go off the beaten path ever so slightly. And that is, there you see the two trees. 1, 2, there. Which might offer the kind of shoot or look I'm after. And it's only when you get out and about you find these things. I mean, I mean, for landscape photography, as a photographer, I've been looking for those lone trees around Hampshire for a long time. It really happens. There's a couple around. You just have to find, you know, some without lampposts and other bits and pieces. But this may work. This may be quite good. So I'm actually walking through the field. I hope there's no snakes. I hate snakes. And I hope this is allowed. I mean, there was a bridle way sign to go through this field, so I'm hoping it's not a big deal. Let's have a look at this. The trees may be a little bit too far apart for them to make much of a difference, but from back here, if I've got a model smack in the middle of them, I'm actually going to frame the model with the trees. I don't like this grass is getting thicker and deeper. Can't see what's in there. Ticks and snakes and spiders. Oh, I hate spiders. Anyway, back to it. There is another one with two trees a bit closer over there, which could work. But I like this. Let me spin the camera and I'll show you what I mean. That actually works. It's kind of nice. And there is like a little ridge that the model can stand on, so I can get the whole body, feet and everything. If I'm from back here, my idea is that, and there was a few things I wanted for this shoot. A, it's got to be in a certain direction for the sun to come up, which is due east, which is probably more that way, so I might have to be over here a little bit, which actually brings the trees closer together. I'll check that on my app in a minute. Somewhere that's out the way, not too many prying eyes. I mean, there's a farm over there, mainly because it's going to be quite a risque shoot, but I wanted the background quite far away because I want that out of focus. I want that feel of being, you know, the model being almost like a dancing kind of thing, framed with the trees like I've got there. That looks pretty cool. But there is another little thing over here. Let's have a look at this. This looks a little bit, could be better, or could just be another option. I don't know. We could try both on the day. But that, the background's a little bit closer because it's quite close to the hedgerow, and the hedgerow is pretty close. But that could be even better. Look at that. In there. We've got the trees quite close, so we'll have all that cover. Model between the, slightly off to our left, because it should have to be that side, because on that side you've got quite a bit of tree foliage, if you like. But I like this location. This is going down as a definite possible maybe. I'm just going to check on my apps now for sun direction, that kind of stuff. And I have one other location I'm going to look at, and we'll see if that's viable at all. I'm going to make my way back to the car. I'm actually going to now look for somewhere to potentially park if I was to come down here. Let's go over this gate, see if this gate opens, and see if there's you know, close parking available. We shall see. I'll go over the other location. This is down as a possible definite, and the other location we'll look at just to check and see. Let's go and have a look. It's a bit windy up here. I apologise if that causes issue with the audio, but what a view. Look. Now I've come to the location I thought potentially would be my best option. Actually, it's not. Most of the trees and shrubbery up here doesn't actually do what I want it to do. There's no kind of trees together. you know, to kind of create that kind of archway facing east, or on the eastern end of maybe like a thicket, or you know, a bit of woodland. And to be honest, where I had to park, because there was a car parked at the only spot available, I had to park down the hill and walk all the way up. It's going to be too much of a hassle. I mean, it's a beautiful location. I like to come up here anyway for my landscape stuff, but to bring a model up here, it's a little bit tricky. I mean, I'm going to go for a little bit of a walk along, have a look and make sure, because this is actually close to my house. My house is just down the hill there, to be fair. It's literally 5 minutes away. But if that car park isn't available on the day, we've got a pretty long walk up steep hill to get to anywhere along here. So it's probably going to be a no-no. I'm going to make sure though, have a look around, make sure I've done all my homework, and then go back to my best location, which was the one I was at just before. So guys, the importance of doing a recce, the importance of doing your research when you're going to do a photo shoot, especially if it involves a model. I see so many people rock up at locations, and I had one recently where I was at Eastney doing a sunset. I think I was doing a workshop anyway. I think it might have been a light trails workshop, and this guy and a model and a load of people came down to the beach where we were, and they were kind of waiting. I think they were expecting us to leave, because I think it was going to be a fairly risque shoot, because they were going off around the side where all the rocks and stuff are, to try and get a bit of privacy. The problem is we were down that end of the beach, because it made more sense for us to do the workshop where that was. And where they were expecting us to move and we didn't, they were just sat there waiting. I think they waited about an hour before they then left. To be fair, they need to have done a recce beforehand. That location, although it's very quiet, there is people that go down there, and you know, I take people down all the time. It's such a nice location down near Eastney. But you know, the need to do recce's for these, I'm going to head back actually. I don't see there's going to be any need to go any further. I'm hot, I want to get home, get a drink. The need to do a recce is paramount, especially, like I say, especially when you're working with models, you're going to do a model shoot. So this shoot I'm doing, and that I've recce'd for today, I'm going to need an assistant, potentially a female assistant, because the shoot I'm going to be doing with the trees that we did before is going to be a tasteful nude slash implied nude shoot, which I'm going to try and get a bit of video for. Obviously the video side of things for like YouTube is a bit awkward, because YouTube don't like those kind of videos, but I'm going to try and get some footage if I can, and then the images I show on most of my social media will be obviously respectful to social media and everything like that. But I am going to need an assistant. If you're local to the UK South Coast, a female assistant would be preferable, because it's going to be using or working with a model who's going to be you know, potentially wouldn't want a male assistant running around with lights and stuff. Drop me a comment down below, or contact me via social media. It could be useful for someone who potentially wants to get into, you know, model photography, portfolios, that kind of stuff. Or even if you're a model and you want to help out, you know, the model I'm going to be working with is she's amazing. Her portfolio is brilliant. She's a professional model, so she knows what she's doing. So you might be able to get some tips, tricks, and help you out potentially for some shoots that you might want to do in the future. I don't know. Drop me a comment down below. Guys, if this video was helpful to you in any way, I know it's just me talking to the camera, but they're kind of nice. Please whack a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, get notified of any future videos coming out soon. And until the next one, we're in a bit of shade. I'll see you boys and girls soon. Take care. Bye.